Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's Franchise Friday video. For the final Franchise Friday video, I thought it was too fitting to do a family-friendly Halloween franchise which shaped many of my generation into the Halloween fanatics that we are today. Of course, I'm talking about HALLOWEENTOWN. I mean, who doesn't love HALLOWEENTOWN? If you don't like HALLOWEENTOWN, honestly, you're just weird. I can't think of a single person that I know that didn't grow up with HALLOWEENTOWN that, doesn't love Halloween, who didn't wish Debbie Reynolds was their grandmother and was gonna just show up one day and tell you you're a witch and give you magical things. That would be amazing. Now, the obvious unfortunate thing about HALLOWEENTOWN is that there's no real makeup look to do, so I'm just gonna kind of do like a really glam look and call it a day. This will probably be the glamest look you see from me all month. It is what it is. I mean, I toyed with the idea of doing Harriet because I really like Harriet because she's like all adorable and she bakes muffins for the headless shelter. And then once the bad thing gets her in the first movie, she like goes all evil and makes that scary face. And I've spent my entire life wishing I could make that scary face so that when someone comes up to me unsolicited and they're like, hey, are you so-and-so? Hey, are you, like, and they just talk to me and I don't, like, why are you talking to me? No, I'm not every person in a wheelchair. No, I don't need help. Ugh. I wish I could just turn around and make the scary Harriet face at them, and I wish that my entire life, and I still wish it, even at 25. But I didn't want to do that. Instead, we're just going to do some glam makeup. I do already have foundation on, concealer, eyebrows. Okay? Just to kind of speed up the process a little bit. And I'm only going to be using this palette today because apparently that's all I grabbed. So, the thing about the first HALLOWEENTOWN movie is, well, A, it's really hard to find, like, good Halloween movies for kids. And I really feel like Disney Channel original movies that are Halloween-y are so good. Like, I feel like there's nothing that compares to the original HALLOWEENTOWN or Twitches or any of those. There's this one called, I think it's called The Scream Team. And I feel like no one ever knows what movie I'm talking about when I mention that, but it had a really young Kat Dennings in it. And this guy who I always think is Joaquin Phoenix, but it isn't Joaquin Phoenix, and I literally look it up every time I watch that movie. And he, like, haunts this town, and oh, man. That one's good. If you ever see Scream Team is on, watch the movie. But HALLOWEENTOWN is what this video is about. And I've noticed in recent years, the Disney Channel has kind of stopped showing their original movies like HALLOWEENTOWN and all that. And like the ABC Family Halloween movies, like the channel, they don't really show HALLOWEENTOWN. I think they're showing Hocus Pocus like 20 times this year, and that's great. Hocus Pocus is a great movie, but like, what happened to HALLOWEENTOWN? HALLOWEENTOWN is the important one. Listen, I grew up having seen... Did you see that? That whole eyeshadow just fell out. Well, the shade Tickled is now broken all over my floor. That is depressing. Oh my god, and the shade Moonstruck. What happened to this palette just there? Remind me before I move that there's broken eyeshadow all over the floor. But anyway, what I was saying was I was a child who grew up watching Debbie Reynolds. Like, I've seen Singing in the Rain and all that, like, my whole life. And I still always saw her as my grandmother. Like, I'm not someone who's really close with my actual grandmothers. So, the idea of having a witchy grandmother who was just gonna, like, show up on Halloween one year and, like, be like, hey, come live in Magic Land and stuff like that. That was a dream. That was a dream. Of course it was a dream. I feel like it was the dream of bajillion children. One of the really cool things I think HALLOWEENTOWN does really well is the mother-daughter relationship between Marnie and her mom, because it's really one of those, I feel like all of the other, like, classic Disney movies, when I watched them when I was a kid, I still, like, sided with the parents more often than I sided with the kids. But something about HALLOWEENTOWN, like, when you're 13, you really side with Marnie, and when you're an adult, you really side with her mom.
Marnie, I'm sorry. I know that you want to go out with your friends, but there are just some things about Halloween that you don't understand.
Yeah, you're protecting us from being anything but a bunch of vegetables.
Oh, no, Marnie. It's too dangerous. There are things about vegetables that you don't understand.
Kimberly J. Brown, she's the actress who plays Marnie, and she just does... She's so good. Like, she is everything that Barney should have been, and she's just perfect. And one of my favorite things about it is, I think Kimberly J. Brown is a great actress, but obviously her biggest movies were the HALLOWEENTOWN movies. And she's not one of those people who's, like, embarrassed by it. Like, do you remember during her bangers phase, Miley Cyrus, like, hated Hannah Montana? Like, Kimberly J. Brown has never done that. Like, she has always completely embraced HALLOWEENTOWN. She writes children's Halloween books and that sort of thing now. She does fundraisers every year around October. Like,
Halloween is cool.
I just have so much respect for that. And I guess I haven't really even explained what the plot of HALLOWEENTOWN is. So if you haven't seen HALLOWEENTOWN, where have you been for the last 20 years? But pretty much HALLOWEENTOWN is about a woman who is from HALLOWEENTOWN. And her mother is like one of the most prominent witches in HALLOWEENTOWN and all that. And when she grew up, she married a human and decided to live in the human world. He has since passed away, and her kids are growing up, and on the eldest child's 13th birthday, essentially the grandma comes there and sneakishly tells her that she's a witch, and she ends up on the bus back to HALLOWEENTOWN, and the craziness that ensues from the grandmother specifically going against the mom's wishes, and then there's like this evil bad guy in the town, and they have to all band together to beat him, and now the mom has lost her war. There is magic in her house. I think last year, actually, Disney Channel, I was really surprised by this, because usually when Disney, even though Disney owns like everything on the planet, when Disney or any of those places do anything online, I can't see it, because it's like, just for people in the States, and I'm Canadian, and it's like, okay, great, thanks guys. I was really surprised last year, because on the Disney Channel YouTube channel, they did like a constant, like 24-hour a day, 7 days a week for all of October HALLOWEENTOWN live stream, and it was all 4 movies, 1 to 4, back to back, no stops, no commercial breaks, nothing. And I think last year, like, I have had years before where I thought I watched HALLOWEENTOWN a lot. Last year I watched HALLOWEENTOWN, one of them at least, every day, because I just like get home and like, I'm bored, I wonder which HALLOWEENTOWN is on, and that's it. Like, I would watch it. So as of right now, like, it's still September when I'm shooting this, but I hope they do that again because it was awesome. And it was really fun at like 2 o'clock in the morning to see how many people were still watching HALLOWEENTOWN because the chat was open. I'm like, yeah, me too, bitch. Gotta go to work in the morning, but I'm out here watching HALLOWEENTOWN. They should do that with more things. Like, just set up a YouTube channel and have some of their original movies play back to back to back. Especially if they're not going to show them on ABC Family or whatever. Like, just give us somewhere to watch them, please. And the second HALLOWEENTOWN was, for a really long time, my least favorite of the original 3. Just because I don't like the storyline as much. I like it with the gray spell and the putting the color back in HALLOWEENTOWN and that sort of thing. But I was always really turned off by the really, like, the plot is a little more basic. Like, it's the son of the villain from the first movie. And then there's that really weird scene where he's put the big brick wall, if you will, around the main pumpkin of HALLOWEENTOWN, and then he's like inserted his face onto it weirdly, and I just don't like it. It's so strange. But I like it more now, knowing that her and the guy who plays Cal are together in real life. Every time she posts like a picture of them together on Twitter or something, I die. I'm like, yes, they're so cute together. And one time, like, this is so off topic, but a couple of years ago, I was watching HALLOWEENTOWN, like, in the middle of July, as you do, and I tweeted about it. I didn't even tag her. I didn't tag anyone in it. I was just like, that feel when it's July 2nd, and you're watching HALLOWEENTOWN. I have always been this way, just for the record. And she, like, tweeted to me, and she was like, hey, thanks for watching. And I was like, Kimberly J. Brown knew I existed for even 4 seconds. Does she know how important she was to little me? Does she know? Like, I really feel like I found a mini role model in Marnie, because before that I was just like this weird kid who liked Halloween too much, who wore a lot of pink and liked Halloween.
Oh, being normal is vastly overrated.
Princess Bubblegum and Marceline together. I am their child. What do you think about that? Have I done a smoky eye in every single Franchise Friday? That's some bad planning on my part. I will say though, it really traumatized me when that spell happens in the second movie where it makes everyone become the costumes that they have on. Because their mom becomes like a swamp monster. And their grandma and Marnie are stuck in HALLOWEENTOWN. So it's like, what is tiny baby Sophie and her weird older brother supposed to do with a swamp beast mom? And obviously it's a Disney Channel movie, so they were going to turn her back, but still I was like stressed about it. I'm still stressed about it. What are you supposed to do? Also, her brother Dylan, I just adore him. He's like a massive dork. Anyone who is as young as he is in the first movie and mentions Arbor Day as a potential favorite holiday for Marnie, it just wins my heart. Poor Sophie. I feel like in the first movie she gets like a lot of screen time and she's like a really main character, and then as the movies progress they just like really shoved her off to the side. Typical little sister. I can say that because I have a little sister and I'm a little sister. I gotta be honest with you though, out of all of them, I think my favorite Halloweentown, even though the first one is... It's hard because the first one is a classic. The first one is the one that I grew up with and we grew up with, and you know, you watch it and you're just like, this is culturally important to me. This is significant to who I am as a person. But I think as far as like a movie goes, the third one is my favorite. A, because Finn Wittrock is in it, and I just think he's adorable. B, because both the actors/actresses who play Kelsey and Ryan from High School Musical are in it. C, I just think it's cute, because her and, I can't remember his name in the movie, but Finn, they fall in love, and it's like really cute, and he tries to get to know her, and I just think that's so cute. It's a little more witchy, magic-y, because Marnie's growing up, and she's trying to like show the magic world that humans are decent. And that's the thing, it has this like heavy subtext about diversity, because Marnie's whole mission in that movie is to try to get, you know, monsters and whatever lives in Halloweentown to be able to live in the mortal world harmoniously. And I think that's the sort of message that we need, especially right now. It's unfortunate that movie came out as long ago as it did, and it's not coming out now, because people seem to be having a hard time these days accepting each other for just who they are and what they want to do. My motto has always been, do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, go for it. And Marnie's just like, listen, let's let monsters live here. They don't want to hurt anybody. They want to have like tea parties and shit. The troll guy wants to join the stamp club. Like, what's wrong with that? I've seen that movie so many times now, though, and I still can't figure out what Lucas Grabeel, what his character is supposed to be. A warlock? But he doesn't use magic, not a single time. I don't get it. See if I can add some purple into the inner corner here. Oh yeah, look at that. Really spice it up. And I grabbed my Glitterly Obsessed. Do I put it on? It's gonna be heck to remove, but it might be worth it. Question mark? What do you think? I don't know why I'm asking you. I know your answer would be put on the glitter. Your answer is always put on the glitter. No matter how hard it is to get off. Even if I have to go to work tomorrow. And there'll be glitter remnants all over my face. Now I gotta say, when it comes to the fourth Halloweentown movie, I just feel bad for Sarah Paxton. I remember Kimberly J. Brown explained it on Twitter once that it was like some kind of scheduling conflict and Disney wouldn't move the scheduling for some reason. And that's why Kimberly J. Brown is not Marnie in the fourth movie. And I just like, it's gotta be so hard for Sarah Paxton to be hired as an actor for an already established franchise to be this character that people already love. Like, you have to be at that point, like, knowing that people are just gonna hate on you. But you're an actor and you have a job you have to do, you know? This is much, I don't think I've ever actually used this Glitterly Obsessed stuff. It's much thicker than I thought it was gonna be. Like, much more densely glittered. I don't love the plot in the fourth movie either. I just find it, like, not as interesting. And that could just be, again, because it's a different Marnie and you don't really want to watch it if it's a different Marnie, unfortunately. But I just want to be very clear that it's not Sarah Paxton's fault. I feel bad for her, if anything. Because she's just an actor. And I think, wasn't that around the same time that she had, like, that Disney show, Darcy's Wild Life? That's what it was called, I think. So she was, like, a pretty decent Disney Channel star at the time. So they probably thought it was safe to recast Marnie as her, because I bet you they're probably like, well, Sarah's already established and people like her, so we'll be fine with this. That was not a good idea, and that was the end of the Halloweentown franchise. It's not her fault, though. And, you know, it's frustrating because the rest of the cast is the same, you know, even though she only makes a small appearance, like even Debbie Reynolds is still in it, the younger sister, Sophie, she's still in it. Literally everybody else in the entire movie is in it except for the star. And it's frustrating to me. It's probably frustrating to anybody who watches the movie. I did watch it when it was on the YouTube channel last year. I think I saw it more times last year on that YouTube channel than I have ever seen it before. But it's just not quite there, plotline-wise. And I think as much as I don't like the fourth one, like, it made me like the second one better. But it's not Sarah Paxton's fault. It's Disney's fault for not working with Kimberly J. Brown. They should have realized that the franchise depended on her rather than the other way around. Value your actors. I feel weird. I'm done a Franchise Friday video and I'm not covered in blood. This makeup look really has nothing to do with HALLOWEENTOWN, but I just really wanted to do another glam witch, and, I mean, I feel like Marnie would appreciate a glam witch. So anyway, I guess that's it for this week's Franchise Friday video. I really love HALLOWEENTOWN. It's very important to me. And what I want to know in the comments below is what Halloween-ish or themed movie, whatever, was significant to you as a child. Because to me, I think of the HALLOWEENTOwn. I think of Twitches. I think of those Disney Channel original movies. I know this is weird to some people, but I actually didn't see Hocus Pocus as a kid. I didn't see it for the first time until like 2 years ago. So I love it. It's a great movie. It just doesn't hold that same significance with me. But what's yours? Like, what movies signify this time of year for you? When it is time and you're like, all right, I'm going to carve a pumpkin. I'm going to eat some pie. I'm ready to go. I'm a scarecrow. What movie do you want to watch? And honestly, if you leave it in the comments and I haven't seen it, I'm going to watch it. I'm gonna watch it. Thank you so much for watching this video, though. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. You subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And I will see you next time. Bye!